Good evening, everybody. Hope you're all well and having an awesome day. And I'm just going to wait for a few minutes for everyone to come on. There we go. Hey, Chico, I'm just going to bring Chico on. Yes. Hello, Eileen. Hello, Henrique. Hi, Michael. We'll wait a couple minutes. Hi, Chico. How are you, brother?
Hi, William. I'm really well.
I'm
How are
terrific,
you?
thank you. You are always glowing when you come alive. You're always glowing. You know, it's a good thing to see.
I just feel
Yeah.
good.
Well, it's all that.
But you aren't any different.
Yeah.
You're always glowing too, bro.
Takes one to know one, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Wonderful. I'm really excited about tonight because this will be the very, very first time we've ever presented this type of an addition to the program. And I got to say, I want to thank you so much for the
Yes.
time you've taken to develop this and put this together. We'll get into the details there, but I want to say thank you right now too that you've taken the time to develop this for us, because it's going to give people a real opportunity to transition from low vibrational foods to high vibrational foods without concerns of money and time. But it empowers them to become healthy in a very, very dynamic and easy way. Very easy way. I'm really excited about that and introducing this to everybody tonight.
Yes. And I'm excited to bring it. I mean, it feels like I prepare. Without knowing this, I've been preparing a long time
You
for
should
this,
have.
and now it's all
Yeah.
falling together.
And
Yeah.
I'm just there's still people coming on. I'm going to give it another two.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
just
give it
wait a
another 2
second.
minutes before we start.
Yeah. Mm.
Nothing like distilled remineralized water. At least for me, anyway.
That's the best. Yeah, that's the best you can do when you're in the city life, I
Yeah.
think.
Well, what type of water do you drink, Chico?
Well, I'm very blessed. I mean, fresh coconuts, straight from the tree. I mean, it's all around me basically. I mean, look outside here. You got like fresh papayas on the tree. Can
Yes,
you
I
see that?
can. Wow.
I have to climb the tree to get them out because I'm gonna eat them for breakfast. Um, yeah, so that's a big blessing, William, to be able to have this kind of abundance around you and quality as
Yes.
well. And quality because yeah, I don't want to get into that too much because it's so
Yeah.
good.
It's okay. It's important that we know that exists, right? And it exists even in Canada for periods of
Yes.
time. There's like 4 months of the year where we can get really good live food here in Canada that's right local to us, it's close to us, and we can really, really put it
Yes.
together.
What the whole thing is, we don't realize. I mean, don't forget. I lived for 12 years in an environment like where you're living, so I know the fruits up there, and they can be really nice. But when you're in a place like this, we're talking about, this is like a different dimension of taste. When you take this papaya off the tree, when it's tree
Yes.
ripened, that is such a full, sweet taste. We never taste that back home because they have to export it. They have to take it off the tree when it's unripe. And let's not forget like all the nutrients that the tree is putting in there at the last
Yes.
moment.
Yes. Much the same.
That's a big
Much the
thing.
same way as the umbilical cord in a mother giving birth to a child. The umbilical cord, if you notice, I don't know if when you saw your children being born, the umbilical cord actually pulses like that as it squeezes the last of the vital nutrients out of into the baby's body before the cord goes white. It does the
Wow.
exact same thing. So I know exactly what you're talking about with the trees.
Wow. Yeah, and what people don't, what I found out is like fruits, they are so potent because basically they are the sex organs of the
Yes.
tree. That's how they multiply. That's how they multiply. So they're so full of hormones, stuff that we need, information that's in there, and when you get in the position like I am now, I mean, I manifested this to be able to consume it like that.
Yeah, it
It's a
is.
blessing.
If
It's a
anybody,
blessing. It's
what
a
you're
blessing.
talking about the fruit being the sex organs of trees and the vital nutrients that come out as they're ripened on the branch. If people want to know more about that specific function, there's a book called The Secret Life of Plants by Dr. Christopher Bird, who was a friend of mine before he passed away. He wrote that book with Dr. Peter Straub, and it's a book that actually investigated the consciousness and the intelligence of plants, how they communicate with each other, how they interact, how they warn each other of different
Wow.
viruses and different pests, and how trees 3 days away, if a forest is being infested, those trees will send a signal to trees hundreds of miles away, telling them this is happening, and the trees will begin to produce chemistry that will deter the insects. It's fascinating. The Secret Life of Plants by Dr. Christopher Bird. If you want to know more about the real nature
Yes.
of plants and vegetables, it's very fascinating. But let's get started
Yes.
now, Chico. Let me
I'm
pretext this.
ready.
Now, Chico is a former student of our 101, 102, 103 courses, and through our last 101, 102, and
Hmm.
103 courses, he came to the understanding through his divine team that it was very important that he take the knowledge, the skill, and the awareness that he cultivated around the value of high vibrational foods and convert it into a program that could be made available to people who need to learn how to raise the vibrational quality of their foods wherever they are on the planet. And he's created a program called Sun Food Living 101, 102, 103. And he's offering the Sun Food Living Program 101 free to the students of the 101, where he's gonna provide at least I'll let you give the details of it, but he's gonna provide something for all the students of the 101 if they want to avail themselves of that, and I highly recommend that. I mean, we cannot say enough about the value of high vibrational foods and how it affects and expands and opens up the clairs, your clairs, clairaudience, clairvoyance, clairsentience, claircognizance. Your clairs are open when your vibrations are higher, not lower. And we're going to get into discussing the clairs next week, so be prepared for that. So, Chico, you want to talk a bit about Sun Food Living and how you want this to work and how people can get involved?
Yes. Well, let me first introduce myself. Hi, my name is Chico Lemos. Like William said, I was so lucky and so happy that I could do the courses, and that really transformed me a lot. I've been living this high vibrational food lifestyle basically for 12 years. I started this in 2007, and since then I've been only consuming high vibrational food. High vibrational foods meaning like fruits and vegetables in this natural form. Now, when we start to consume food like that, we start to take part in the cycle of life, and there's a certain kind of, you're going to be part of a certain kind of energy, and that's also what William is talking about. It's going to open all your clairs. You're going to feel different. You're going to see different. You're going to experience everything different. That's why it's so important. Through this course, it came to me like it's time to step up. My angels communicated that to me. It's time to step up and share this with other people. So I created this course. In this course, this is a 2 weeks course in the 101. I'm going to take the people by the hand and introduce you into the high vibrational food living lifestyle. Now, how are we going to do it? We're going to start off basically with smoothie programs. The whole thing is, I will give you an example. For example, when you had your last vibrational meal the night before, about 7 o'clock, and if you want to snack something, you eat some fruit during the night, and then the next morning, we replace your breakfast with smoothies, like really good smoothies that are really fulfilling, lots of calories. You're not going to be hungry. You're going to feel like you want to hit the day and go for it with a big smile. If you take the smoothies and you keep it like that till 1 o'clock in the afternoon, you already been eating high vibrational for the last 18 hours. That means that 75% of that day, you're already in that mode. Things are happening. You are going to change. Now, in the 101, I'm going to take you all the way there. We're going to have like 2 lives a week. You can text me every day. You can ask me stuff. I will guide you. I will guide you because I also been guided when I stepped into this life. And that helped me a lot. That helped me a lot when there's somebody around you, because some people around you are going to say, hey, what are you doing? You're only eating fruits and veggies. That's not healthy. Well, if you have all these people around you and nobody's guiding you, you can get a bit insecure. So it's very good that I will be there basically to help you and guide you in that. Well, I'm just excited. I'm just excited to share this with all you guys. I developed a lot of recipes. Every week you're gonna get like new recipes. Well, what's there more to say,
Yeah, yeah.
William? I mean,
How do they get in
what's there more
touch
to
with
say?
you, Chico, to get into the morning smoothie program?
Yes,
How can they get in touch with you?
the course. You can send an email to Chico Lemos de Souza Barbosa at gmail.com. I'll repeat that because it's a lot of name. Chico Lemos de Souza Barbosa at gmail.com. We will put it under this. I think we will put it under
Yes,
this
we will.
video as well. And what I will do in the course, I think I'm gonna publish the manual basically. I'm gonna publish the manual later on today, so people can download the manual. And this Saturday we will start with our first class. That's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna make some few events, and they're gonna put them on the events week on the event page. And I think that's how we're gonna
Okay.
kick it off. Let's see what our team is saying. I mean, we're like William. I'm just following my feelings, and that's what's happening now. So it will all be in the perfect
Yeah.
timing, for
Well, I
sure.
know that Archangel Raphael has been with me for almost 2 days straight now, and it's the first time I've ever had a guide be directly with me for an extended period. And one of the things he's been saying to me today is important that we stress to you that you can be healed by us and your angelic team. We can heal you, but this does not teach you to be self-sustaining and self-sufficient. It becomes very important then that you learn to identify the actual needs of your physiology in order to sustain its quality and its character, or you need the instrument that you inhabit right now for the duration of your function on this planet through that specific form. I recommend that you work on healing your inner body and acquiring a quality of consciousness within the form that sustains the vibrational frequencies needed to bring our information through, to bring your higher self through, and to bring the quality of consciousness you need in your form into your day-to-day expression. This is not a mandatory thing. It is optional, or you are free to suffer or thrive as you choose to. We would never incline anybody to not do something or to do something, although we will always offer you suggestions. You are free to choose. We live in a universal free will zone, and we will always emphasize, respect, and honor that truth. I cannot encourage you any more than this. The choice must remain yours. But if you can move towards high vibrational foods and begin to change the quality of your form, you will be amazed at how much faster and more effectively you'll perceive the consciousness of our being with you and our capacity to communicate with you and your capacity to receive that which we transmit to you on a moment-to-moment basis, but which many of you cannot hear because your system is too muffled and congested with things that prevent it from allowing you to hear that which is always present. Do not stand back, step forward. That is my suggestion to you. That is all. That is all I want to say. Okay. That's all he wanted to say about that.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. He, you can always call on him for healing energy, and he will impart that to you. But one of the things we've noticed with people that get healings from the angels is that they get the healing, and then a day or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 days later, they're back to where they were. And this is because they don't have the internalized mechanisms to sustain a vital energy state. Your body, every cell in your body is literally a living organism that has a unique identity that's for that particular cell. And they have a digestive system, they have an eliminative system, they have a system just like your whole body does as a whole. And every cell, if it's not getting what it needs, can't eliminate properly. If it can't get the right nutrition, it starts to it functions lower, and your capacities intellectually, physically, mentally, and emotionally are diminished accordingly. And the goal of these courses and this new element that we're bringing into it for the first time is designed specifically to help you elevate your consciousness to the highest possible realm you can elevate it to, while simultaneously getting in touch with higher levels of guidance in your team to work with you as well. And that's ultimately the goal we all have for you. So I encourage you, we'll put Chico's contact information below this video in the group. and I encourage as many of you as possible to reach out to him. The 101 breakfast program is free to students of the 101 course. I encourage you to take the course, get into a high vibrational food program. It will change you. There's a big distinction between eating foods that are living and eating foods that are dead, eating foods that are processed and eating foods that are not processed. There's a big difference, as well as the quality of your water. But food, you know, a lot of people eat cooked and boiled foods. It's your body doesn't can't get the right nutrition from them because it's all boiled off. You want to put things in your body that are going to elevate the consciousness in the cells to the level that they can be. And our bodies are designed to live far longer than what is conventionally known, but we're living in a society that doesn't provide or is not designed to sustain that level of consciousness for the majority of people. People like Chico or myself had to learn and discover ways to keep our vital levels up, to find out and learn through the school of hard knocks the difference between foods that make my body feel good and foods that make my body feel bad. And you'll have to learn that distinction too. And when you do, it makes a big difference in how you see, how you hear, and how you see with your non-seeing eyes and your non-hearing ears. You know, there's ways of hearing beyond the senses that you have now. And again, so I encourage you to get involved in Chico's 101 Sun Food Living program. Please do that. It'll be for your body. And like you said, for 17 hours with that smoothie in the morning, you're going to be in a high vibrational state. You're more than half of your day, more than 2/3 of your day is sustained by high vibrational foods. And I'll tell you, we do smoothies every morning here, and it's amazing because I don't need anything until noon, 1 o'clock. I don't need to eat anything until then, and it makes a big difference because your body's then running on natural fuel rather than processed and unnatural fuel. That's what I have.
And the beauty is as well that because you're doing that, your body starts recognizing how it can feel, because people don't know, because you never never made a conscious choice to eat what you're eating. This is just what the environment gives to you. This is what your surroundings giving to you, your parents giving to you. They didn't know, because your parents, they want to give you the best. If they knew, they would probably have made different choices.
Yes.
And now when you're doing this, like, that's the beauty of the program. When you're doing this and you're like 75% already high vibrational, of course you're going to step back and do some low vibrational stuff. It's not going to happen like that, but you're going to feel it. You're going to feel the difference. And that's what's going to help you, because your whole body's going to say, like, I want that other stuff. I want that other stuff because it feels better. And that's the beauty of it. So yeah, I'm ready to, I'm there. I'm there.
Let's open the floor up for people to ask any questions they have to you and to me, and yes. We'll see where we go. Hi, Max.
Okay.
Hi, Susan. Oh, thank you, Lorraine. I'm just seeing if anybody's got any questions or concerns about. Yes, there is a question right there. Hang on. Bonnie's asking, is it easier to eat a raw diet if you live in a warm climate?
Hi, Donnie. Is it easier? I started my journey in a cold climate, and I lived in a cold climate for almost 12 years, and I was living this diet. So I wouldn't say, no, it's not easier. Part of it, it's a choice. I think when you choose to be the best you can be, all the rest will fall in place. Don't forget, you got a whole team around you. I mean, they want you to be the best you can be in every way you can be. So they will support you. And besides that, I got loads of recipes also for that cold environment, because you probably need some more grounding foods than when you are in a tropical environment. You probably get away with just drinking a lot more coconuts. Back home, you probably need something that's more heavier or whatever. We got all these things. We will help you with that.
I'm really glad you brought up the idea that brought forward that mentioned grounding foods, because there are foods that are grounding, live foods that are grounding, and there's live foods that will take you up higher in frequency too. Foods that'll bring you more into your body, foods that'll bring you more into your energy field. So that's a really good point to bring up, Chico.
Yes. Yes,
Go ahead.
and yeah, sorry,
Go
go
ahead.
on. And what I also want to say, because I feel like the question is going to come up, like, is it like expensive? Um, we got tips for that, you know, like what I used to do when I was living in the city life, in the urban city. On a Saturday, I used to go to the farmers market, and preferably in the more poorer neighborhoods that every city got. Because why? Because the fruits there, the fruits they buy, they're cheaper because they probably buy very ripe fruits. So you go there, you can buy it for much better prices. And if you want to do it even much better, you go there on the end of the day because they want to get rid of their produce, and you can buy
Yeah.
stuff really cheap. Yes, it's ripe, but if you got a freezer, you can put stuff in your freezer. Now, same thing with like organic. Um, if you can, of course, choose organic, but that can be so expensive sometimes. So it's better to choose non-organic than
Yeah.
none at all. So I would say do what you can. Take the baby steps. It's all good. It's
Yeah,
all good.
now the other, I'd like to add to that, Chico, in terms of expense, as your body gets raised up in vibration, as your consciousness is raised up in vibration, one of the things that begins to happen is different things in your environment begin to occur to support and to sustain you. And that can come in many different ways. It can come in financially, new opportunities, you connect with certain people, but there will be things that will come up to sustain your growth as you deliberately and intentionally sustain it. So that's really important to know that. Max is asking, how do we make it? How do we make it high calorie?
How do we make it high calorie? What's a very good way is to use soaked nuts and seeds. That's a very good way. I mean, if we make like a nice smoothie, for example, or we add like a hand of
Yeah,
almonds to it, you're gonna have much more calories. This is more
yeah,
grounding.
yeah.
It's more grounding. If we add some fats, you put like an avocado in it, you get that too.
Cashews are really
Um,
good.
I've been going.
Cashews are really
Sorry,
good too.
cashews are really nice. Almonds, Brazil nuts, chia seeds, flax seeds. There's so many good stuff out there, and I'm happy to guide you in that.
Wonderful. Uh, Chris is asking, are you going to post recipes?
You're gonna get a manual. When you contact me, I'm gonna send you a manual PDF file like you had like in the 101 as well. You had a PDF, something similar like that. And it's going to explain you why this is a good choice to do. It's going to show you a meal plan. It's going to show you all the topics we're going to discuss during this course. It's going to give you tips. It's going to tell you which tools you need to do this. All this kind of stuff. It's all in that manual.
Yeah, I'm really excited because this is the first time this has been done in this course. It's been great. Eileen's asking,
Yep.
do both of you avoid cooked foods like baked potatoes, steamed veggies, sauteed mushrooms, and scallions?
Um, I do. Since 12 years, I didn't eat anything that wasn't a living food, like coming from a tree or from a plant. Um, yeah, for me, that just felt best because in the beginning, of course, I stepped back a little bit sometimes, but it really felt like stepping back. And yeah, I just want to be the best I can be. So, and of course, I probably have a whole team around me in those days
Yeah.
helping me because it all had to come to this point, and here we are.
I myself, I always eat fresh salads. I don't eat steamed vegetables. We used to a while back, but now we don't do that. Um, as far as potatoes, I have to admit, I like potato wedges once in a while. I like to have these deep fried potato wedges, and it's a really bad thing, but once in a while, I love to have them. But that's about the worst. That's
That's
about the worst
okay.
I go is the potato wedges that are fried. But for the most part, it's live food, smoothies in the morning, tons of water during the day. It's important to get live foods in your system. It really, really is.
And and what people don't realize is like they think salads. Oh well, am I going into the rabbit foods then? Well, it's not going to be rabbit foods. I mean, you can make such beautiful things with different dressings. I mean, I'm going to supply you with dressings that every salad will be like a party. And during this course as well, I will be posting all kinds of pictures of recipes that I create. That's going to be basically for the Sun Food Living 102 course. That's when you're going to learn how to create, basically how you cook beautiful dishes. And these are going to be things, and I dare to say that when you see them, you're going to think to yourself, well, if this is it, I want it. Because I've been sharing this with so many people who eat like cooked foods, and they go like, wow, is this raw food? I cannot believe it. It tastes so good. And it's to the point like raw lasagnas, to the point like pizzas, raw spaghettis, pestos, hummus. There's a whole world that we don't know about.
We like quinoa pizza, making quinoa pizza with it's incredible. Like it's natural, it's healthy, quinoa pizza. But you were also posting a bunch of really amazing, Chico was posting really amazing pictures in the 103 course of some of the dishes that he's created. And he's like they said, you want to eat the pictures, they're that good looking.
I'm going to be posting those pictures on a daily basis as well in the 101, just to show people, just to excite you, just to show you, you know, because we don't know. We just don't know. For me, a whole world opened up. I didn't know about it. And my first experience, funny enough, was in Canada with the raw foods. That was in Canada. I came into a little restaurant.
Is that the carrot juice?
No, that was not. The carrot juice was before that. But that was just getting in touch with live foods, basically. But I was in Canada and I was looking for a vegetarian restaurant because I was vegetarian those days. And they sent me to a raw food restaurant. I was like, what's that? Oh, let's go there. I was there with my family. And I ordered one of them, their lasagnas, which was so awesome. And I was like, wow, what is this? This is, I cannot imagine, you know, this is so good, made of zucchini, basically. Not cooked, room temperature, but they had all these Italian flavors like we know it. And that basically put me on this path because I went like, this is a great way to get more healthy stuff into your diet. That's how it all started for me in Canada, near Montreal.
Tonight I just tonight for dinner, and it's really easy. We got a little tool for shredding vegetables. So I can just take fresh zucchini and literally make pasta out of it in 10 minutes. I got a beautiful pasta zucchini dish, and I blend up some fresh organic tomatoes, and I throw in some other spices and herbs that I want to flavor it up with. But it's really easy to live a live food lifestyle when you get into the swing of it, and then it's so easy, and cleanup's easy too.
And it's exciting. It's fun. It's fun. I mean, I really enjoy doing that stuff. I enjoy it. It's a party to me to take care of me by making beautiful dishes, because it's also a way of self-love, I think. Taking care of yourself.
Absolutely. Now, Esther's asking, how do you eat root vegetables like potatoes?
I don't eat potatoes. To me, because I've been living mostly on fruits, they feel pretty hard to digest for me. But if you would like to eat like sweet potato, like what I would do, just like William said, I would make like spaghetti noodles out of them. And what you can also do is like put a little bit of salt on them and leave them there for 2-3 hours, and the salt will extract all the water, so they will become really soft, like real spaghettis. And then you can make like a beautiful sauce on it, and you can eat your sweet potatoes like this. Yeah, you can. There's a possibility for, and let's not forget the fermented foods. I mean, I make a lot of fermented foods here. Maybe, I don't know if you can see this, but these are like kimchi, sauerkrauts. I do this with like veggies that are a bit hard to digest. I love fermented foods. I love them. And I add them to my dishes, basically.
Sounds yummy. Yeah. So here's Susan's asking, I am currently type 2 diabetic. Will this help me to control it better? I would like to get rid of my medications. I'll let you answer that from your perspective.
Well, Susie,
somebody's coming through now too.
Yeah. Susan, I would really like to get into that deeper with you, but I can tell you, and I can guarantee you that type 2 diabetics, that's got to do with lifestyle and diet. And this will totally help you. It just depends how far you want to take it, but this will definitely help you. And I would really like to to get on a one-on-one with you about this if you want to.
Wonderful. I've got Archangel Michael's here for you, Susan, and he just wants to say there is a sweetness of your character that you must recover, that you have hidden and lost. You need to recover the sweetness of your character. This will alter the way your physiology is currently operating. Very important to recover that sweetness of your character. Okay, and I'm gonna connect with you after this live today, Susan, too, as well, because he's saying other stuff, but I'll keep it to that. The beautiful thing about your divine team, when you start connecting them, you're not compelled to say anything. You have your own discernment, your own system. You have your own autonomy. Channeling isn't about giving up your individuality or your autonomy to others. It's working in harmony and in union with them. It's important to understand that. But that's what Michael just asked me to say to you, Susan. Max says he can't wait. Lorraine's asking, are dates considered a raw food?
Yes, they are, Lorraine, and they are. I use them a lot to sweeten my smoothies, because it's a whole food, and there's nothing better than a whole food. It's a very big difference if we buy, for example, sugars that are extracted. They're not in their whole food form anymore. Fruits in their whole food form, because dates are fruit as well. It's extremely healthy. And the funny thing is, there are so many things that people don't even know there are fruits. Like cucumbers are fruit, red bell peppers are fruit, tomatoes are fruit. What's more fruit? Zucchinis are fruit. There's so much fruit. There's so much things you don't even know they're fruits.
I'll add to that. Dates are also really awesome. We make our treats. We make anything that we want to make, like sweet treats. We use our dates. We use dates we make the best hot chocolate we've ever had in our lives with our dates. We make chocolate treats. We make other things out of dates. Pardon me? All raw. Norma just piped in. All of it is raw. We use raw chocolate, nothing processed. So dates are really, really good. Good way to get natural sugars.
And they're also very nice just to chop in little pieces and put them through your salads. It's also very nice. And you just squeeze some lime on top and stuff.
I'm gonna have to go eat it.
I'm getting hungry.
I'm gonna have to go eat some of that zucchini salad I made for Norma in a minute.
Oh, that sounds good. I want some.
Yes. Remember, I'm really glad you made that comment, Eileen. I'm loving that you shared about how we'll be sustained to buy organic as our yes, because when your vibration increases, as your consciousness gets out of fear and guilt and shame and anger, as you raise your vibration towards more love and connectivity, your environmental conditions and circumstances begin to change to match it. You'll gain lots of evidence of that in the coming weeks. I can assure you of that. Wow. Great. Wow. Thank you. That's an interesting comment Eileen's made. I don't know if you can see it there, Chico. She's reading Anthony Williams. He's a medical medium, and he suggested not eating fermented foods. He alluded to it having a pickling effect on the body. He channels that info. What do I do? I'll answer that because the information just poured right through me right now. I mean, they're saying it's important to listen to how your body responds. You can take a food and place it just below your heart. Take your food and place it just below your heart, and you should feel stronger if it's good for you. You won't feel stronger if it's not good for you. Fermented foods are good for some at certain times and not good for others at certain times. That is something that you have to get attuned to your body to understand its needs, because it knows what it needs most of the time. There are conditions and habits such as eating processed foods or foods that are not good for you, that your body is trying to get nutrition, and you'll end up overeating and gaining unnecessary weight because the nutrition may be lacking in the foods that you're getting. So you want to make certain that you're getting foods that have the nutritional value, including fermented foods. You want to make certain that your body is requiring that naturally and organically. You don't want to force something into the body that doesn't need. But you will find you can, okay, you can, yeah, they're saying put it near, just below your heart. Take the fermented food you want to eat, put it just below your heart and feel what happens there. They're saying you will feel it, that it's yes or no. You'll feel that. And it's interesting because we'll be doing yes and no's a little later in this week too. So you learn to discern things very differently. That'll be a lot of fun as well, Eileen. Hope that addresses your concern. Okay, that's it for all the questions. That's amazing. So Chico's going to post the manual for everybody on the wall when he has a chance in the 101.
Yes.
And please reach out to him. And I cannot stress to you how powerful and rejuvenating living food will be for your body. High vibrational foods will change everything for you in ways that you can't imagine. You'll be able to physically see differently, physically hear differently. Your body knows how to rebuild itself if you give it the right materials. And Chico's got a great program. We've looked it over. We're really excited about it, and I'm glad we get the chance to present it here to you guys. So take advantage of it. And wow,
I'm excited, and I can't wait to start with you guys and share the love.
Likewise, and again, Chico, I want to thank you so much for coming up with this and presenting it to us and offering this to us, because it's an amazing opportunity for people to take control of their health directly. Chris made a comment a little earlier about it costs more in the long run if you're not taking care of your body with the right foods, and it's true. I mean, diabetes and cancer, a lot of those conditions are effects of poor diet. I'm not saying it's exclusive to the diet, but are effects of as well as other things that can happen too. Anyway, I want to. Oh, looks like we just got another question too. Max. Oh, yeah. Max is saying thank you, Chico, for sharing this.
Thank you,
and Chris is saying the biggest change was in his digestion. I would really appreciate it, Chris, if you could elaborate on that in the comments about how it changed your diet, so people can see that, because it does. Your digestive system, when you start giving it the right foods, does amazing things, especially when the foods are living foods and high vibrational. You're literally putting a new life in your body, literally.
Well, yeah, I like to add
Please
something
do.
to that. It's because the thing is, when we eat low vibrational foods, basically they're dead foods. So every time we consume these kind of foods, our body on a cellular level gets a kind of panic, like, whoa, what's happening? This is not natural to me. So your body starts to balance this out, what's happening. Because your body is so busy with doing that, it doesn't have any time to make sure that everything is in perfect order, that all your cells are vibrating, that you're really healthy, that your colon is working perfectly, that all these kind of things. Now, basically, when you start ingesting these living foods, your body's not really working for it. You got a lot of energy, you keep going, and your body starts getting rid of all that rubbish, basically. Because people don't even realize, maybe you know, when you had like a really nice cooked meal, that after the meal, you want to sit down and just, basically you want to have a little sleep. But that's a bit weird, because in essence, food is energy transfer. So why do you get tired? This won't happen with high vibrational foods. You will get a smile on your face and you're ready to rock and roll. That's what's going to happen.
That's a great point to bring up, because food is designed to give us energy, not to take energy.
It is energy transfer. So why do you get tired? It doesn't make sense, but people don't realize. And they just said that, yeah, your body, you have to digest it. Hey, your car's not going to run worse when you put petrol in it. It doesn't make sense.
I love that analogy. That's perfect. That's priceless. Chico, I want to say thank you again for offering this to the 101 students. And I cannot, my heart cannot express the fullness of my gratitude. I want to say thank you again. And thank you for taking the time to coming on tonight with us and sharing this with the group. This will be available for anybody to watch on the wall afterwards. And again, thank you so much.
And thank all of you for giving me the possibility to share this, because this is really making me feel real good to be able to give love, because to me this is giving love.
You're
Thank you
welcome,
for that.
Chico. So I guess
Okay.
we've answered all the question. You're welcome, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for showing up tonight. We really appreciate it, because this is a really important piece for everybody. From our own personal experience, we know that high vibrational foods makes a big difference, and it's equally as important as grounding yourself, eating grounding foods at the right time, talking to your guides. Like, high vibration is what it's about. That's what the ascension process is. There are so many higher frequencies bombarding this planet right now, and high vibrational foods allows your system to integrate and articulate them without any problem. Otherwise, it goes through the resistance of a dysfunctional form. Wonderful. Thank you, Eileen. You're welcome, Susan. So have a great night, Chico.
Thank you, William.
Much
Thank you,
love, brother.
everybody.
Much love,
You too.
everybody. Bye-bye.
Much love. Bye bye.